Hey, we're live. Okay, so hi, I'm Matt, as you know. Welcome to Never Mind the Buy Box. It's a Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time again. Nat's not with us tonight, so it is me and a couple of special guests that I'll introduce you to shortly. But we've got some exciting announcement to make. In fact, we've got 3 special guests tonight, not just one. So yeah, it's not just me, and there are 3 special guests on tonight. So it's going to be an exciting one. Obviously, it's that time of the year. It's the doom and gloom time where there's more whiners than winners. But here at the Secret Wealth Project, here at Never Mind the Buy Box, we're not interested in whining. We're interested in winning. So that's what we're here to do. I've got a horse soother in my mouth. If you're wondering why I'm talking a bit weird, because I should have not started eating it, but I did. So it is where we're at. So without further ado, let me bring on my first special guest, and it is the lovely, let's see, I'm not pressing the buttons, Karen Hudson.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you tonight?
I'm really well, thank you. How are you?
I'm really, really, really good. I woke up this morning with the worst bloody sore throat ever. I thought I was dying. Like, I was swallowing it. I was like, and to be okay now, I don't know how it's happened. It's a miracle. I literally got better throughout the day, and I'm here, and it's all good. We've got another special guest, haven't we, Karen?
We have indeed. I'm so excited about this special guest.
If they hit the thumbs ups and hit the likes, I don't know if anyone's even here. I can't see anything. I've not got my phone with me. But if you hit all the buttons and stuff, we'll bring them on. Drum roll, the equivalent of a drum roll. Drum roll, brrr, likes and loves. Drum roll, brrr. It is Holly Pebbles.
Hello.
So excited to have you with us tonight.
It's exciting to be here.
Is this your first Never Mind the Buy Box, Hol?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool. So, I mean, most people should know, I would have thought know who we are, but you never know. If you're new to the Secret Wealth Project, I founded the Secret Wealth Project, and obviously Natalie is the content director, so you'll be used to hearing and seeing from her mostly. I'm founder of the Secret Wealth Project. Karen Hudson here, you probably already know. Serial entrepreneur, I think now. Co-founder of BuyBot Pro with me. Co-founder of Profit Protector Pro with me. Get Unsuspended, onlinearbitragedeals.com, all that stuff. If you do anything in this OA space, you've probably been touched at some point by a project that Karen either owns or works on or whatever. And if you're wondering who Holly is my other half. So Karen's my other business half. That way, is that right? Your screen, maybe that's pointing at Karen. Karen is my other business half, and Holly Pebbles is my other half. But yeah, Holly very much, again, key team member at Profit Protector Pro, BuyBot Pro, Online Arbitrage Deals, and yeah, mostly those 3. But yeah, if you've used any of those services, there's a good chance that Holly's been a driving force behind them. She's kind of like current, I don't know if CEO is the right word. What do you reckon, Karen? What would we call her?
The boss.
He's like, yeah, she's the boss. Basically, she's the boss of our team. So if you're a developer that works for us, if you support, or if you're a writer or a designer or whatever you are, Holly's the boss. But anyway, so that's an intro in case you don't know who we are. We've been around for a while, but we're new faces to some, I'm sure. So anyway, tonight we've got a special guest on. We're going to be doing like a seller interview / chat type thing. He's coming on shortly. We won't reveal who that is yet, although I think maybe Karen posted it in the post. So Abu's going to be joining us shortly. But before that, we've got a real big special announcement to make. And I would love to get my phone so I can see who's saying what, if anything. But yeah, I've talked a lot. Do you want to say something, Karen?
No, but Holly does.
Are we streaming on YouTube, guys, or no? Do we not know?
No, I don't think so, because I was in charge of pushing buttons today. And honestly, it took every bit of technical knowledge I have to get us live on Facebook, let alone YouTube.
Yeah. There we go then, guys. We're not streaming on YouTube tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not using Nat's. We're not using Nat's StreamYard. We're using, is it Karen's StreamYard?
It is mine, yes. And do you know what Luke just said? I was thinking exactly the same thing a few minutes ago. I was thinking
Want to say
exactly
something,
the same thing. Sorry?
I was playing the thing. You was thinking what?
I was thinking exactly what Luke said. That was what was in my head. When I looked at the picture of the three of us, I was absolutely a thorn between two roses. I agree 100% with Luke.
I think he got that the wrong way around. He means a rose between two thorns.
I think so. Anyway, our special announcement. Come on, because I'm too excited.
Okay. So, what a special announcement. And hey, everybody. Before we go into the special announcement, let's say hello to everyone. So, welcome to Nevermind the Buy Box. Say hello, and I'll shout your name out. Right in the comments, just say hi or whatever you want to say. I'll shout you out right now. So, go say stuff. Hanson says, oi, oi. Lisa says, hello. Rommel says, oh, we've already talked about the YouTube. No, not tonight. Sorry. Vladislav says, where's PPP app? Just checked in Apple Store, still not there. We'll get to that shortly. Michelle, hi, good evening. Wasn't expecting to see us tonight. No, absolutely. I don't think we was either. Yesterday we weren't on here. Today we are. So that is what it is. That's why it's all last minute stuff. Natalie's looking for the YouTube link. Not tonight, Nat. Sorry. Hey, Fran. Good evening, Karen. Good to see you all, Team SWP. Good old Karen. Hey, Rommel. Massive action, says Sean. Right, okay. So welcome to tonight's Nevermind the Buy Box. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of it all, we have got an announcement to make. Do you want to make the announcement, Karen? Or Holly?
No, one of you do it.
Go on then, Karen.
Okay. So honestly, I'm just like beyond excited. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning waiting to tell everybody what's going on. In that we have today launched the world's first Profit Protector Pro app. So if you're an Android user and a Profit Protector Pro customer, you can go to the Play Store right now and download the app. If you're an iOS user, you've got to wait for Apple to push the button because they're being a bit slower than Android were to push the button. But it's with them, ready to go. So excited. So whether you want to reprice from the beach, from your bed, or from the boardroom, you can. You literally can. And I'm just like beyond excited about it.
You can. Like Ken and Barbie.
Shush you. Don't start on my accent. My accent's lovely. I'm closer to the Queen than you are.
If you want to, you can.
I live closer to the Queen than you do. So therefore mine is better Queen's English than yours is.
Ah, okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm no Queen. Right, listen. Basically, guys, not just the world's first Profit Protector Pro app, it's the world's first repricing app.
Yeah.
No repricing app ever has been made, as far as we're aware, for a mobile device. Profit Protector Pro is the first, and it's launched tonight. So if you are a Profit Protector Pro user or you want to become a Profit Protector Pro user, the mobile app is now available for free, and it's available in the Google Play Store. Like Karen said, the Apple iPhone version was created before the Android version internally, but Apple is slower at reviewing it than Google are. So it's in the queue. Both are ready. Both are getting pushed out as we are. But the Google Play Store one is there and available. So if you're a Profit Protector Pro customer, go get it downloaded. Go fire it up and let us know what you think. And iPhone users, like I'm an iPhone user. iPhone users, you're just going to have to sit tight and wait a little while. But hopefully it'll be tonight. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. I don't know. But it shouldn't be too long. Holly, have you got an example of the app that you can show us?
I have.
So Holly Chops has got it on a phone. If she can point the phone in the right direction, it is proper ghetto. Is it worth making Holly Chops full screen, Cameron, just while she shows the app?
That requires me to push buttons. No, that's the wrong button.
Wow. Amazing.
So technically capable.
Just let me push all the buttons.
Amazing. Just what we're like. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're looking for. Oh, whoa. just what we're after.
I
Yeah,
think it'll just be okay just this way.
yeah. I think maybe we just go back to how he was, Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just stick to that.
Oh.
Let's just stick to that.
It's actually really hard to point it in the right place because it's not on the whole camera.
Yeah. So, can you click some stuff or something?
Yeah, I've just got to make sure I'm in the right place.
Oh, just click it. You don't have to click it and just, I don't know. It's all right. We've seen it. We get the idea. So anyway, you get the idea, folks.
Okay.
It's you can, as Karen said earlier, you can reprice. What did she said? From Mars, from the top of the wardrobe, and from the bedroom or something. She said.
That's such a
From
weird.
Mars.
Well, that's what. Yeah. Because I wrote that blooming sentence, and she's cannibalized it twice now. She got it closer this time. But from the boardroom, the bedroom, or the beach, you can now. That's so slick. You can now reprice your products. So if you want to change repricing strategy, maybe your sales are going nuts on something, you want to slow it down, you can do it. Just pull out your phone. It don't matter if you're at work. It don't matter if you're in the toilet. It don't matter if you're half asleep, woke up in the middle of the night in hot sweats, wondering what's going on. You can fire up the app and go bing, 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 change your strategies. You want to change your mins, want to change your maxes, whatever you want to do, you can do it right from the Profit Protector Pro app. And it's free and available to all customers. So that's really exciting news.
It's super exciting. I'd say I'm like boinging all over the place today, like just too excited.
Can you guys see people's names?
Yes, I'm looking through Facebook though.
Okay.
Not So Sean says Q4 is going to be amazing if we get unlimited FBA stock. Lol. Wow, we could probably chat about that shortly, but yeah, absolutely. Obviously, there's all the storage limitations that's going on with Amazon right now, but as is the case with everything, where there's adversity, there becomes opportunity, and I believe this is actually a massive opportunity for a bunch of reasons that have already been explored in the groups. But it's just sort the girls from the boys. No, sort the men from the boys, or the women from the girls, or whatever the saying is. It's just shaking the tree, getting all the weak people out, getting all the people that are just like playing at it, getting all the whingers and the whiners. They're all going to disappear. And you've just got to make a few adjustments in your business. Obviously, one of the things you can do is do seller fulfilled prime, or you could do merchant fulfilled, or you could just focus on higher profit items. So ultimately, it's probably going to be a short-term thing. And you've got to think, all these people that are dumping the stock, like trying to sell out, get out of the business, they ain't coming back. So they're all going to go. Yeah, there's going to be this temporary period of bumpiness. It happens every year apart from last year. And once they're gone, they ain't coming back. And then you're going to have a clear runway to Q4. And this Q4 is going to be the best Q4 ever. So if you read the Facebook groups, you'd actually think now was the worst time to start selling on Amazon. And it's the opposite. Now's the best time, because what you do, you start selling on Amazon, get your account warmed up, all your restrictions start getting lifted. Amazon starts to trust your account and let you do more, and it'll season your account nicely, ready for the best Q4 ever. When all the weak-willed ones, the usual whingers and the whiners, have all left during this period of time because they think the sky's falling. And then you're going to hit Q4 like there's nothing you've ever seen before. This Q4 is going to be massive, and you're going to take advantage of it. What do you think to that? Holly Pebbles.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
What do you think to that, Karen Hudson?
Best Q4 ever is coming our way.
Going to be the best Q4 ever. And if anybody doesn't believe me, I'll just say this. Look, I've been saying this for about 2-3 years, maybe 3 years, I guess. This would be probably the fourth or something. I say best Q4 every year, and I've not been wrong once. Even when it looks right bad up till like gone September and everyone's like, it's rubbish. And it still all turns round, and we have the best Q4 ever. So one, I've got track record of being correct about best Q4 evers, because I back the best Q4 ever, and it always is. But if anybody doesn't believe me and thinks, Matt, you're talking crap, look, just go look at Amazon's sales. Just look at a sales chart of Amazon. It's exponential, baby. It's bonkers. It's just this. It's not this. It's not that, which would be impressive year on year. It's blooming this. It's literally an exponential curve. So if you think that you're not going to get some upside of this being even better than last year and the year before, which were amazing years, trust me, you're on cloud cuckoo land. This will be the best Q4 ever, but not for the winners and whiners that have quit in the meantime.
Absolutely. So can we just answer a question while we've got Holly here? Because I want to answer any questions we've got on the app whilst we've got Holly here, because obviously she's been absolutely key in helping us make that happen. So let me see who it is who's asked.
I'll tell you what, I want to add to that before you say that, Karen. If anybody loves the way the app looks and feels, I think it's fair to say that Holly has got everything to do with it.
Yeah.
Literally, was it this one? Was it this app?
Yeah,
we didn't know how to make this look and feel right. And I was like, oh, we've got a whiteboard session. We've got to plan this out. Like, oh, no. I think Karen was probably feeling the same thing. It's going to be slow and clunky and hard, and we'll get there, but it's going to be difficult. And Ollie's like, I just think it should be like this. Like Roll Farris. Like Roll Farris, but not weird. And she drew this thing, and I'm like, just do that. And then she's just worked with the devs, and she's put it together. So if you hate it, blame Ollie. And if you love it, blame Ollie, because honestly, she's been so instrumental to this app coming out the way it has, and it's fantastic.
Absolutely. So Rommel asks, how quickly does it sync on the app? If I list something on Amazon Seller Central today, how quick can I reprice on the app? So Rommel, you're better if you're going to list something on, and Holly can add in here as she wants to, but you're better to not wait for it to sync with Amazon. You're better to add your product through the Chrome extension, which also is the only one of a repricer. I just have to get that in there too. But I think if you put it through the Chrome extension rather than wait for it to sync with Amazon, Profit Protector Pro can start to reprice the second it goes live in your Amazon account, not waiting for a sync. And then once you put it in on the extension, you'll be able to play with it straight away on the app, because the app works through an API with the web app, so the desktop version. Have you got anything to add there, Holly? Have I missed anything?
No, I'm really glad you answered it, actually, because I read it completely wrong, and I thought they were asking how quickly it reprices from the app. And I was going to say, oh, it's instant, but I didn't read the whole question.
It depends what the question is. Yeah, as you change things in the app, there's no delay. So if you do it on the app, it's the same as doing it on the desktop. So it's totally real time. So you make a change in the app, it's like you made it on the desktop. So it's the same level of functionality.
Absolutely. And Sean says, surely this is going to cost a lot. Recommend you get in early with PPP, as won't the prices go up soon with having the app? Well, it's not only the app is the big thing that we're talking about today, but we've got some other stuff coming that's gone out in beta today in the next couple of weeks. And once that is in place as well, I think the time is to raise the price of PPP. But if you are already a customer of Profit Protector Pro, then you will pay no more than you do already, because you will be grandfathered in at the current rate that you pay. So we'll never increase your price. But I think for new people coming in, I think we should seriously think about that. But that's a whole different conversation that we need to have.
We never lower the prices on these things, but we do increase them over time. But what we don't do is increase them for current customers. So, and when I say current customers, if you're a new customer, if you join now, obviously we're not putting our prices up right now, but when we next put our price up, we won't put your price up. So we'll grandfather you in for the life of you being a customer. So we always incentivize people to purchase earlier rather than later. So great point, Sean. The apps, Profit Protector Pro is the only repricer with a on-page Chrome extension that allows you to get repricing before any other method of doing it. So it sets it up from the listing page. So when you're sourcing, you can use the Chrome extension on the page and set your repricing up then. So then you might be waiting a week or two for it to hit Amazon. When it hits Amazon, it's good to go. No waiting and going, oh, I've got some stock, I better reprice this. No, it's just good to go straight away. So that's something that we don't shout enough about. We've got an on-page Chrome extension that does it, only one in the world. And the app now, we've got a mobile app. But we've also got customized strategies and automations coming in. They're done. We saw them working today. So they're coming out in the next, I don't know, few days, few weeks. I'm not sure. We've not got an exact timeline on it. We're just tweaking stuff. But when that happens, we're going to have to seriously consider increasing our prices because our closest competitor begins with R, ends in E. Our closest competitor, they charge pretty much double what we're charging. So we're really cheap right now, and we're totally aware of that. And with our algorithms, we wipe the floor with other repricers. Wipe the floor with them. So we're going to have to seriously consider putting them prices up. So you're right about that, Sean. We got any more questions?
I don't think so. Someone's asked if it contains a suspension protection at the moment. Not yet. That's in the making, but not yet. Not just yet.
John says, I bet you were going to say like gangbusters. John remembers. OG, John.
OG. Yes, I'm super excited. But we've got other guests coming with us today as well. We're expecting another guest. So, I can't wait to introduce you as well to him and learn a bit about him. But yeah, I'm super excited about the app. If you're a Profit Protector Pro customer, then get out there and go and get it. If you're with Android, you can get it right now. Download it from the Play Store. If you're with Apple, well, we're waiting for them to push the button. But we're waiting as well. So we're all waiting for them to push the button. But it won't be long.
I'll post a link in the comments once I'm not on here for the Android users to easily just download it.
Yeah, fabulous.
Okay,
and then you can do that once the Apple one goes live.
Yeah.
So is there anything you want to add, Hol? Because I know you're not staying with us the whole time. You are jumping off, aren't you? Because we are bringing Abu on.
We are. We are indeed. We've got another special guest. Like, we're full of special guests. All right.
Anything you want to say, Hol, before?
No, I don't think so. I don't really think I've got much to add. It's very exciting, and I hope you all love it. But that's it, really.
Cindy said the app is great and really easy to use. Instead of checking the seller app when I'm waiting at the school gates, I've been checking the PPP app. Beta tester, whoop, whoop.
So Cindy's been one of our beta testers, making sure it's all fixed up. Good for you guys. So, yeah, lovely. All right, Hol, I suppose with that being said, we'll say bye-bye if you want to say bye to everyone.
Yep. Okay. Bye, guys.
See you later, Holly. Bye.
Bye.
Sean says apps are the way forward these days. Absolutely, Sean. And Profit Protector Pro is the first innovative one to have one.
You got that.
Tunji says, when will Sunfully launch? It's in the makings. We're still working on it. We've added an extra feature that we weren't going to add for MVP or the launch, and we are adding it now. So it's taking a little bit longer than we'd like. But these things are always slower and more expensive than you imagine they'll be. But when it comes, I think you'll be really impressed with this new feature that we're putting in there. So hopefully it'll be worth the wait. Right, are we going to bring him on?
Yeah, let's bring him on. Abu, come and join us.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Nice to
Welcome.
invite.
Yeah, we're excited to have you here. Really excited.
Oh, good.
I hope you were excited to get here as well.
Yeah, of course I am. I was looking forward to it. I thought it was going to be cancelled because Nat's not well. Hope she gets better.
Yeah, no, Nat's. I don't know what Nat's doing, but we thought, you know what? Rather than cancel Abu, let's have him on. Why not?
Okay.
We can do it too.
Yeah.
So, Karen, do you want me to talk, or do you want to talk, or what?
Well, we can both talk, can't we? But first of all, I want to know if Abu has already downloaded his Profit Protector Pro app.
I haven't got yet. I literally just got out my meetings for the day and just jumped on here. So I haven't got
it yet.
Downloading it, but I will download it. I've been looking forward to it.
Are you Apple or Android?
Android.
Oh, I'm jealous. So you can get it now. I've got to wait. It's not fair.
Nice.
It's not fair.
So, Abu, tell us. For obviously, we've known you for a while. Never properly chatted like this though.
No, we haven't. No, it's nice.
Yeah, but it's cool to meet you. But tell us a bit about you. Tell us a bit about your journey so far. What you've done and where you've been, and I don't know, like.
Yeah, sure. So basically, I guess with Amazon journey, I started selling in around 2018. So I've always been interested in business, online business, and different things, and seeing what works and doesn't. I guess like most people who ended up here, and I was thinking, okay, well, I've tried different bits and pieces, and when you always come up with excuses, you're working a job, you've got family, and for those who do at least, and you think, oh no, it's too much, and especially I don't like learning new things. I need like to clear my space. So it happened that I was at work for a while, and I was off on like sick leave, and I was like, look, do you know what? I'm just going to spend all this time just consuming how to learn how to sell on Amazon. So I learned how to do it. I started doing private label products.
Yeah.
I started talking to Chinese sellers, and I was doing that. So I was at work then, on my laptop, and I'm talking to Chinese sellers and doing things and learning bits and pieces. And I launched my first product, which was done well, still selling it today, and then was doing that very well. And private label back then, I know things have changed now. It was like cruise control. You order, so I could be working and things are selling, and it's all fine. And I think it was then when the COVID started happening and Amazon just threw that spanner into the works and everything changed. I was like, right, I need to sell some other things. I'm allowed to. I'm ungated and everything. Why not? So I started finding other things to sell, and started getting into arbitrage and that. And I was like, actually, this does really well. Do some wholesale, and I was just building and building and building since then. And things scaled a lot, really fast. And it got to the stage then for me where I was thinking, okay, I can't manage things on my own, packing and this, and I need a prep center, I needed that. I don't have the time to do it because I'm still working. How am I going to run the Amazon business and, to scale it? Because for me, it was about scale. It wasn't about, I'm just going to keep it a few bucks. I registered, as a company. I'm like, I need to run it as a business. Even though I'm not taking the profits from it, I still see it as, in my head, this is my only income. It's,
right.
This is the business. I treat it the same as if I was working or wasn't working. It doesn't matter. So for me, I was like, this isn't scalable, because me by myself, I can't pack everything. I can't source and still have a job. So either I'm going to quit my job and do it full time. But then I was like, I live in London. I've got a family to look after. I've got a child. I was like, the profits that I take from it will be too much. It will kill the business. So I was like, let me keep working and let me just hire some staff. I can train them up. They'll be able to do bits, and I can pay them to do it, and then I can still work and we can still scale the business. So for me, it's about a long-term sustainability and growth, rather than just how much am I making this month or next month. To me, that doesn't even matter. I think for the last couple of months, I've been making a loss just clearing out the closets, but I'm like, that doesn't really matter. It's all relative. I'm like, if I make 2 months at a bit of a loss and the rest of them are making large profits, then it's a business, right? So it's just part of it. So anyway, I've been building up to that, and then it got to the stage as well, because I used to do, for those who might have spoke to me earlier on, as I said, I usually get into technology and stuff very late. And it's something I've been trying to change about myself. And I was like manually repricing for, at least for a few years, all my listings, and manually doing retail arbitrage manually without an app. I can see your face. It sounds crazy, but I don't know. For me, it was just, I was used to it. And it's like, before you had a smartphone or contactless payments. I remember when I first got a contactless card from the bank, I was trying to give it back to them thinking, why are you giving me this evil? People are going to steal my money. They're like, well, no, you're protected against like £30. It's this. I was like, oh, okay. What's wrong with chip and pin? I've been using it for years. It's not but, and then only when you start to use the technology, you're like, what was I thinking? What on earth was I doing? So the first repricer I got was Profit Protector Pro. And when I started using it, I was like, I need to change myself, because this is, I could have been using this. It's not even expensive, and I started using I started getting more and more softwares and things to help the business. And I was like, they save so much time and money that it's just insane to try and do things on your own. And I see sometimes I feel bad when I read like comments and posts, and there'll be newbies saying, oh, which one, this one's cheaper, or that is it worth the money? And you're thinking that, I mean, let alone the features, let's say Profit Projector Pro, how you can see, it tells you how much money you're saving, that it's made you from the algorithms. But if you just think of the time that you're going to save, you could just use that time on sourcing, if you wanted to, instead of, I'm going to reprice every day. Use that time on sourcing, you'll find more deals immediately. You find one good deal, if it's like a replen, you've made thousands of pounds for the year that you could have saved. So anyway, so I've accepted that I need to change myself, and now I'm all about softwares and things. And you might have seen some of my posts, I've been putting things to the test, and the most recent one was I don't know if I'm allowed to say there.
Go for it, Abu. Go on.
The repricer.com or Express, whatever they call themselves. And a few people, I know there's a few sellers that use it. And it wasn't for me, because you guys are great and I love you guys, the work you're doing. It wasn't like I'm with this side or that side. It was just about, I just wanted to know, because I know how I am, how things work and which ones work best for me and my business and how I like to think and work. So I just wanted to test different things. So it's not like I cancelled one and got whatever. I was like, I just sign up for all of them and just compare them to each other and see how they work, what's the difference, what's making them tick, and things like that. And yeah, so a few people are saying, they swap from Seller Toolkit to Profit Projector Pro to Price Express, and the few people I know were using Price Express were saying how fast it is, and the sales are like gone through the roof. And that's what that's what they sell, as in their marketing. That's what they say, it's instant, and that's the wording. So I thought, okay, if that's true, come on, as any business person, they're saying, click, your price has changed. I'm thinking in my head, how can anyone compete with me? So I'm like, okay, Profit Protector Pro takes a couple minutes. So if it's like that, then obviously your sales, no one's going to be able to compete unless they have that. So I thought I have to sign up and try it. So I signed up for it, and the first thing that I didn't like was I did not understand what was going on. I signed in, I was like, Profit Protector Pro, you guys make it so easy for someone who's not a programmer or a tech geek like myself to just log on. Oh, aggressive sales, oh, I'm getting sales, great. It's just, that's all I want. I don't want to have to learn something. I just want to log in and click something and done. And that, so but then obviously that's me. Some people like the more rules and techie things and stuff. So it is good to have both if you want to start learning and have a bit test out things. So that's good. I know you guys are working in it, and it's good to have the option, I think.
So Abu, so you know what? I see all the nonsense in the groups of people saying, oh, which is better, this is better, that's better. And half of the time people don't realize there's a lot of politics behind it. And I've said a couple of times, and it's just people choosing sides, not choosing the best software, just choosing a side and just going, well, no, you're that side, I'm this side, so I'm going to say this is better. And I just think to myself, well, but it's not. And sometimes I wish that more people would do what you've done, which is actually try the software, not ask this person or that person what you think, because you don't know what politics and what nonsense is in the past.
True.
And when you actually try them, you know for yourself. And I think that's the distinction, and that's what you've done. You've actually tried them. So presumably you tried a whole bunch of stuff, and in the end, where have you settled? Have you settled with Profit Protector Pro? I presume.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. So in the end, what happened was I compared them. I had, they had their specialist to train me up how to use the thing and things like that. And so I was like, I'm just gonna run side by side, because then I spoke to their like customer support, and I was like, where's this with pricing like this that I was told? And they was like, well, they told me, they was like, what are you talking about? No repricer is going to do that, no matter who tells you. And I was like, well, you guys are the one who told me that it does that. That's the reason I'm here. No one else. It's not anyone else saying that. And And then, so anyway, so I was like, look, I am just going to put it test side by side. Their one took like over 10 minutes to change, and Profit Protector Pro was like 4 minutes or something like that. And then I was like, okay. So I went back to them and they were like, yeah, well, no, it instantly changes it when you click change on their website. And I was like, well, then if that's the case, what you're selling it as is an instant repricer. Profit Protector Pro could, but they're being a bit more honest with us, could say the same. Because if you look on the history, when I clicked change like the price, min and max, it immediately changed. It tells you the time. And so if I said, so basically what you're saying is it's the instant repricer is exactly the same thing, except you guys are charging nearly £300 or something per month, for something that actually was slower for some reason. I said, to all fairness, it is probably the API, and maybe it's Amazon's fault. I get it. I'm not saying it's theirs, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's
so in your experience, they're charging 10 times the price and delivering not even anywhere near, many times slower performance. And that's not he said, she said. That's not us putting words in your mouth. We've not told you to say this. We've not even had a conversation before this. This is the first time. This is legit. This is just a genuine, real experience.
It's so legit, and it's like you said. I guess there's a lot of politics and things that I've seen, but I don't know behind it. I don't really care for that stuff. Yeah. But it's when you actually test things and you realize that Amazon is Amazon. When you sign up your software, they have the API, and that API has to communicate with the software. Everyone has to go through the same process. There's no shortcuts around it. There's no, because I asked him, and these guys are like big time salesmen. You can tell when you meet a good salesman, right? And because I asked him, I said, I was like, you've said you're instant repricer. How did you get that deal? Because other, software companies were telling me that everyone has the same API, and they were like, oh, well, they would tell you that, wouldn't they? They would say that because they don't have the fast one, do they? And I was like, I was like, look, I'm not here to pick sides. I'm just here to test, so that's fine. And it was like, when I told the funniest thing was when he called me back to say, do I want the ultimate package, which is like £500 a month or something? And I was like, look, mate, to be honest with you, I done the test and this is my results. And he was like, oh, you're the first person who ever said that. It's like a Ford Fiesta beating a Mustang. And I was like, well, which one's the Mustang?
Yeah. No, the truth is, and what the nonsense in the groups and what the nonsense from salespeople, what they don't tell you is, so like, their software is instant, as in when you put the numbers in and hit enter, it's instant.
Yeah.
But there's an envelope that needs to be sent between the software and Amazon's API, and Amazon has cooldown limits and all kinds of other stuff. And there is a bottleneck at Amazon's end. Now the more honest ones will actually say, for example, BQL, and I'm not here to bash anybody, but the last time I looked at BQL, which is another old school dinosaur repricer, and I know that I said I'm not here to bash them. I'm not, but they are
I've had a look at that.
Like back in the day, on their sales page, it's like 15-minute repricing.
Yeah.
Being honest about it,
true.
For more regular repricing, and I think it might say 5 minutes, I can't remember, but 5-minute repricing or something on their site, you pay many, many, many more times more. So what we're actually offering at Profit Protector Pro is a much better service than the vast majority of people for a much lower price. And you've seen that yourself. You've tested it, which is what I say. Rather than argue with people and rather than listen to fake recommends, which is a lot of going on in the groups, why don't you just try it? And oftentimes I say, look, I don't even know if I said it to you at some point, Abu. I don't know if I did, but I was like, look, if you want to go try that repricer, go try it.
Yeah, you did. You can come back.
I said, you go try their repricer, see if you like it. If you like it, cool, stick with them. If not, come back. We'll save you price before. Sorry, go on.
I think it's like what you said. It's people, instead of listening to, all the recommendations other than giving up and thinking and just going on that, you have to test. I know people are busy, but this is your business, right? You have to if someone's saying something's way better and you're just going by that, you have to go and test it for yourself. You know, and you need to. What I've noticed as well, there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, I've tested it and it's better and I've got more sales and so on, and it's faster." But like, what have you actually? Have you had both of them, test them side by side? Because if you did, I'm guarantee you won't see that one is faster and they're saying, "Oh, but the sales is more," and so on, like with these things. But then how? If you can't explain it, how it's happening, then what are you basing it on?
Well, like I said, I'm not here to bash anybody, but we've tested all the repricers. We've tested them side by side against Profit Protector Pro. Because when someone says, oh, so-and-so reprices faster than Profit Protector Pro, we're going to have a look, see if there's anything we can do to improve. And I tell you right now, every single time, hands down, we've not found anybody faster. I'm not saying we never will. I'm not saying there's not something out there that's $1,000 a month that's not faster. I don't know. But all I can say is in our testing, whenever we read that, we go, right, okay, have they figured something out we don't know? And we have a look and it's like, no, Profit Protector Pro did it in 30 seconds. They did it in 5.5 minutes. Well, that's not faster, but everybody's running around saying it is. But you know what? It's not just about speed of repricing. And I don't want to make this all about Profit Protector Pro. I want to make it a journey, but it's not about speed of repricing. The biggest difference, in my opinion, is the algorithms in Profit Protector Pro, because those bad boys, it don't matter what you say, what you think. Anybody that says rule-based repricers beat algorithmic repricers haven't properly tested Profit Protector Pro, because it's simple as this, they don't. Our algorithms increase the profits whilst maintaining velocity of sales. But for you to end up sticking with Profit Protector Pro, Abu, you've probably seen that for yourself, presumably.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the one thing that I think is unique and special about Profit Protector Pro that the rule bases don't have, whereas it will try to win you the buy box at higher price when it can. And yes, given that I've always been completely honest, you know, you might have seen some of the things that sometimes it doesn't, and I'm not, and I always put that down to Amazon's send some funny message back or something, and you just have to have a look at what's going on and just change things. You can always just match buy box and it works fine. You know, there's no problem. But for and that's a very small percent, like 1-2% that happens. The majority of the time, and you can see, because you put it on the top, it shows you how much money you've saved. You know, that has made you above the buy box. And that's the key that's special about it, because the other repricers, now the argument I heard from the other fans will say, they will say, well, we don't want that, because we're going to lose the buy box, and then that means we're losing sales while it's waiting and doing that. But then what they're saying is, why don't you might as well just use the Amazon reprice, because the Amazon reprice can just match buy box for free. But if you want to try and get sales at a higher price, it needs to try and get you at a high price. And you have the option, if you don't want that, you have the option to change it. You know, it's not like you only have one option.
To be fair, though, Abu, there's a false thing out there saying that you've got to lose the buy. If you increase your price, you lose the buy box. You don't. Not with our algorithms. That's the whole point of them. What it does is it increases the price. The buy box goes with it, and this is what people don't realize. And when it loses it, it learns where that spot was and then gets back to it faster. So it's very clever and technical over how it works. But if people actually tested that, they'd actually see that, no, increasing the price using our algorithms doesn't mean you're out the buy box. You went a penny more above. No, it takes it with it, which is crazy. But and the proof's in the pudding when you're able to sell for £8 more than the closest competitor. But you know what I don't want to do? I never intended on this all. I know. So I'm going to read out the comments, and then Karen, we're going to ask him a bunch of questions that are not about any apps, any software, any tools. We'll keep it 100% Amazon journey, Abu, where he's at and all that stuff. Is that all right with you, Abu?
That's great.
Cool. So let me just check the comments. And then we'll move on from reprices and any apps. No more software talk.
No more software.
Yeah, after that. But we didn't hold you up to that. Like, you've been talking about Profit Protector Pro for like half an hour, and we're like, that's not us. That's not us. Promise.
It's all me.
Ahmed says, Abu, we want you to be our prime minister. Sean Paul Gilbert says set a price and leave it to it and let PPP do its magic for you. Absolutely. Yeah. Sean loves PPP. Natalie says, I've used free trials in the past for software, but I didn't know about PPP until recently. Well, now you do. Get on it. You're missing out. Michelle says, definitely people picking sides. I'm sticking with PPP. Love that, Michelle. Thanks a lot. Cindy says, I did the same. Tried both. PPP did better for me. Anson says £300 is madness. 3,000 plus a year. I know where I'm staying. Absolutely. Ahmed says, I told Omar about this. How do I say your surname?
Omair. You said it right.
Omair, yeah, okay. Yeah. Omair. Tunji says, I'm happy to buy the next app you guys come up with. I'm even happy to sign up in advance even. Cool. Right, cheers. Nice one, Tunji. Right, okay. No more app talk. No more software talk.
One more. Okay. One more. Just let me answer Darren's question, because Darren says he's trying to restart, but it's failing. It's probably because he's already used that email address before. So, Darren, please reach out to support info@profitprotectorpro.com and they will look after you. Okay, I'll shut up.
That's it. We're done. No software chat. If you want to chat software, guys, message us or go to Profit Protector Pro Facebook group or something. Chat to us in there.
Yeah.
Right. So, Abu or Karen, you've got some questions for Abu.
I have. I've got some questions, and I want to ask. The first one I want to ask is a non-Amazon question. So I want to get to know Abu a little bit. So, if you could go for dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, I don't know.
Someone famous.
Dead or alive, someone famous. I don't know. It would probably be. I mean, it's going to be a bit typical, but it would probably be someone recent, because off the top of my head, it would either be, I know it's stereotypical, but Jeff or Elon. And just the only reasons I say that is I would like to know about their early years when they started out, the struggles that they was facing, what made them get into that, what was behind their thought process, not sort of where they're at now, but because I know, like, for example, Elon, when he had some betrayal and that type of stuff, with his PayPal, and those are the kind of things that, because how do you take someone who is like an average person, and then they start building up, they go through these everyday business struggles, and any one of us could, I mean, you guys you build up your own businesses, but any one of us could start a business, and it's like, what made that yourselves and them go for it and struggle and keep up with it and then get where they are, and us sort of just staying, staying where we are, and not building. It's that mindset thing.
I think the thing with them is they've got dreams. They dream bigger than all of us, bigger than all of us three combined, and everybody watching this. Yeah. Jeff and Elon's dreams were bigger, weren't they? They just thought, I'm going to go to the top. I'm not even going to stop. I'm going to go to Mars and beyond, literally. Yeah. In fact, literally in both of them's case, they're both building rockets, aren't they? Well, yeah, no, I assume you mean Jeff Bezos, but
yeah.
If you had to choose Elon or Jeff, you can only have dinner with one. Which one?
I would probably pick Elon to be honest, because I think he's a bit more, into different things, and Yeah,
me too. Let us know in the comments, guys. Who would you pick, Elon or Jeff? I want to see what everyone says, because we've got a lot of Amazon sellers, so I think there might be some Jeffy boys in here.
Yeah, definitely.
No, great question. Go on, Karen.
That sounds like a really interesting dinner. Can I come too?
Yeah, sure.
Me too. Me too. Have you got any question for him?
Yeah, I've got loads of questions. I can keep going all night. So, stop it. Talk about Amazon and Webley, behave yourself.
What do you mean?
I can't evict you from these. I usually evict him from calls when he misbehaves.
She booted me off another team call today. Maybe once or twice, was it?
I don't know. It depends how many times you misbehaved.
Pretty much constant. All day I'm like a naughty boy, but she boots me. But yeah, you can't boot me off this, I don't think.
No.
You can actually. You probably just don't know how to.
No, I do know how to, but I won't do that. Definitely not. So when you're sourcing for your Amazon business, Abu, do you focus on like profit, or do you focus on ROI or profit margin? Or do you look at all of it? What do you base it on your decisions when you're sourcing in terms of how much profit or ROI there is in the business?
Well, that's been, I'll try and keep it short, but that's been changing. That changes with Amazon, if that makes sense. So every time, because Amazon changes so fast with what they're doing, it's like I can't keep up with them. So whenever I'm like, okay, right, this is my new strategy. And then let's say, for example, okay, I'm going to go for, so recently I was going to go for slower sellers, higher margins. This was like the beginning of the year. I was like, that's it. This year, slow sellers, higher margins, and I'll just have lots of listings, like as many listings as I can get throughout the year. And that means if I'm selling one of that per day with an ROI above 50 or something, I was like, that's going to be good profit because I have more listings. So the sales should still be high. But what then happened was they started changing things and stuff. And I was like, okay, scrap that. Fast sellers, because we need to keep the quantity issues. Fast sellers and less listings, but they're going to be really fast sellers, like wholesale products. And even if you're making like 20p profit, but you're selling like 50, 100 a day. So I'm like, okay, cool, going to do that. So I ordered like crazy amounts of stock, all coming in. And then that was the plan. And then recently, what the spanner's coming in again saying, hold on to that minute. You can only set, it's not ASIN specific, the quantity restrictions now. It's your whole account. So I've had to change again the model and think, okay, I can't have these fast sellers because you have to hold a lot of stock. And Amazon will count one quantity, even if it's 20p. They don't care how much you're making. That's a standard size parcel. So you can't have thousands of them sitting around in our fulfillment center. So I've had to change again. And what I'm working on at the moment is FBA model, and I nearly got suspended once from an FBA model, so it's a bit like ooh, but now I'm working with a 3PL and they're going to do it for me, so hopefully it's going to be well done. I think that's the future long term for Amazon. You get your warehouses doing the 3PLs, you store your stuff there, they fulfill it for you, you get good nice rates with Royal Mail or Sellafield Prime, whoever you're with. And you can claim the VAT back as well, which is something I was thinking to myself today. I was like, can we even claim VAT back on FBA, their shipment fees? I don't think they do. I could be wrong.
Yes, the wrong people. Yeah, I know.
People are more into that than me. But I was thinking, I think on their referral fees they might charge VAT. But I was like, if you can claim like 20% VAT back on, on your postage fees, then already you're saving money.
I think you probably can. I'm no accountant, so I don't want to stick my neck out. Maybe somebody will.
Yeah, no.
But I'm pretty sure you can.
And there's something interesting I was reading as well. Sorry to go off, Karen, and I'll get back to you.
Right, okay.
This might be useful for people that are thinking about it as well. With FBA, if the customer orders some chocolate, they lick all the wrapping and then say they want a refund, they can Amazon will give them a full refund at anything. I had like some baby products that I bought last year, over a year ago, nearly 2 years ago. Like, it was a baby monitor and it was expensive. The customer sent it back. Amazon gave them the full refund, and it was like so grimy, like the baby chewed it, pooed on it, everything. And I was like, I'm not even selling it on eBay. That's going in the bin, right? And obviously their baby's like 2 years old now.
Yeah,
So they don't need a baby monitor. So anyway, what I wanted to share with people, what I found out was Seller Fulfilled Prime. Funny enough, they say that you can if a customer damages your stuff, Amazon customer service will refund them if they ask for it, but only up to 50%. So immediately, if you're selling higher value goods and something on Seller Fulfilled Prime, it's 50% less risk than if you're doing FBA. So it's something interesting to consider. If you're getting all those returns that customers know the deal, they always say, "Oh, it's broken. The chocolate didn't taste nice, or it's moldy, or something, whatever it is." and they get to keep it. But then, okay, you keep it, but Amazon themselves will pay you 50% of it. So it's a good way to make profit. So anyway, back to the margins. Right now, I'm just trying to work out the new process and things. But I always try and work with like a vanilla, 30% ROI. That's when I look at things. So I've got an amazing team. I don't know if they're watching it or they'll watch this later, but they're all fantastic. They're brilliant. They're better at me than sourcing, and I talk to them and they find what they find, and we work with that.
So Sean Paul Gilbert says you can claim VAT back on Royal Mail business account using 24 or 48 services. Works on mine, makes postage prices cheap.
Yeah.
So there you go. Natalie said Elon, and Luke said Elon as well. So they would choose Elon. No one said Jeff. And Luke Huntley just said great tip. So he's thankful for the tip you just shared.
Good.
Okay. Karen, you said you could go all night.
Okay, I can just keep
You
asking.
said
it. So you talked about like the fact that obviously things change on Amazon and you've had to change how you're going to source and you're thinking around it a few times this year already.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that about the business? Do you love the fact that you have to think on your feet and it's forever evolving? Or do you wish it would just stay the same and just, it would be just one level and never change? How do you feel about that?
I mean, you take it with a pinch of salt. Obviously, it depends what's changing with it. So let's say, for example, the bad of what's happening now is you have to change quickly if you want to stay relevant in the game and keep the business afloat. The pros to that is that creates a lot more opportunity, as Matt, you've been talking about. Because I was thinking before, as many sellers were, we were saying in all these posts, what are we doing about the tankers? And this was before these quantity restrictions were hitting us. So the tankers were because there was loads of new sellers who maybe didn't have software and were trying to manually calculate like I used to do, and all these things. So they get lost. And there was just too many of them, people getting furloughed, losing their jobs, signing up for watching YouTube, and saying, oh, I can be a millionaire too. So now what's going to happen with this is going to scare them off. The ones that stick are going to hopefully calculate their profits accurately. And now when I see a listing, someone's selling out at a loss, if they're like sellers that I'm on, because I try to sell on listings that aren't, I call them like newbie listings or something. I just made it up now, but people know what I mean. Like things you might find somewhere, and it's like, these are for like entry level listings. You go down to your Currys and you buy 1 or 2 items. Like I'm trying to get things that are like fast replens that wholesale I can buy, or I can easily buy them from retail that I'm not going to get blocked and things like that. So if I see somebody's tanking a listing on that, I'm like, oh, his product's going to expire. He needs the storage space. I can either wait or I'll sell out as well if I need to. And it's like it's relevant. You're going to make a little loss and carry on. It doesn't really bother me. Like I've got one listing. I'm making a loss of like £2 loss per sale, and I had like 200 of them. And for a new seller, you might be like, oh, that's it. I'm out. I'm out. What am I hearing? But for me, it's like, okay, I could wait, but I just rather get some of the money back and invest in something that I'm making £3-4 profit if I can. And then that in the long term, that will catch up rather than sitting there with the money.
I think that's a more advanced game in it. When it comes to like retail, if you think about companies like Boohoo and ASOS, can you imagine the amount of returns that they get? Yeah. Like a newbie coming into that business would just be like, I ain't going into the clothing business. Yeah. You get so many returns. But they pay £2 for a T-shirt and sell it for 16. So maybe a third of the products come back, but 2/3 sell at a good profit, and it becomes a numbers game. So I think what you're trying to say is, or what I'm understanding is that you see the bigger picture and you know that, look, you might make a short-term loss on that one product.
Yeah.
Because throw that same money into another product with more profit in that
Exactly.
you do make money on. So you don't cry over it and think, well, I quit. You just go, okay, I lost on that one, but on the next one and the next one and the next one, I'm going to win bigger on.
Yeah, and so equally at the same time, that's what Karen was saying. Do I like it? For me, what I want to do is I would like it to be hands off at this point, as in the Amazon business. I've got a really good team, and I want them to be able to manage the A to Z running of it. Yeah. Everything. They got access to the account. They can log in. They do customer messages. They do shipments. It's all everything running. I just sort of pop in when there's a big change and there needs to be like a, what do we do kind of thing, because it's with my investment. It's, it's the company. We're all working on it together, but we have to make a decision, and then we make a decision, and that's it. We see what happens. And then as well, that gives me time to be able to run other things. So at the moment, I'm trying to, I've got another team working on some Shopify stores, and I don't personally know anyone who's had successful Shopify stores, and I always found the idea of it quite interesting, being as it's more under your control. It's just a website that you market and you try to make sales. And again, if I can get a team that can run A to Z of that and build up a few of those, that's like another part thing that you can just see how everything's going on, because the e-com's huge. And also with Shopify, the good thing about it is if you have a store ready and you're paying marketing for it, you can integrate your eBay to it, you can integrate your Amazon to it. So if you're already then paying marketing for your drop shipping products or whatever you have on there, you can have your actual products that you're selling on other platforms, and you're bringing in, you're paying for the ads anyway to your store. So why not then integrate your other things? So it all links. And
so you see some of your future growth then onto other platforms. Is that the idea?
Yeah. What my future idea is, where the age, like the era we're in, it's never been like this before. Similarly, when in the past there's gold rush, there's oil things, whatever's happened in the past. In this era we're in, nobody's had these opportunities before, and they will be. It's amazing. And for me to think, okay, I'm just going to stick on this and stick with that. The internet is all linked. It's all linked to e-commerce now. If you can link up your Etsy, your Shopify, your OnBuy, your Amazon, your this, your that, and then so even if you have a product that does 10 sales across all of them, and you've got like 5-6 stores, that's 60 sales a day. It's just trying to think bigger minded like that. Like, let me utilize all these things while they're here, because we don't know, they might go.
Yeah.
And then if you've got that money, if you've made that money from the opportunities, then when they go, there'll be a new opportunity, and then at least you've got some money to invest in it, or you can go do properties or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. No, talking about Shopify, I mean, I've done some Shopify drop shipping years ago now. I've not done it in ages, and things have changed a lot, but people are still at it. I think if you're looking to go into that game, and again, not trying to have people go different directions, and I'm all for laser targeting and staying focused and all that.
Definitely.
But I'm seeing a lot of drop shipping stores popping up on TikTok. So, and there's some really cool ideas for products. So my guess is TikTok ads with like a drop shipping store on something like WooCommerce or Shopify is probably quite hot right now. Just a gut instinct. But again, that links into what you've just said. One opportunity dies. So like Facebook ads got more expensive. And certain advertising channels got more expensive. So less people start like with drop shipping, because the margins and the delivery times and all that stuff reduced, or expanded delivery times, reduced margins, and it just became not worth it for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But if TikTok ads are now massive and there's lots of volume in TikTok ads and the price is low and you've got the right product, there's a new opportunity opened up there. So it's exactly what you're talking about. These things, you get into it in one game and you twist and pivot and you end up in a different game, and that's okay. It's all right. It's part of the journey.
Yeah, and it's like what you said with laser focus. I remember you mentioned that before, and I was like, I don't want to start getting into too many things, because I'm trying to dabble in bits and pieces here, some property there, and I find like it can get too much to, for me anyway, to build too many things at once. So I'm like, look, if you're into e-commerce, do one thing and do it well, because you're making money. It's a good opportunity. Yes, you could try something else and it might be better, but it also might not. So if you're doing something and you know you can make money on it, stick to it and do the best at it as you can. And with e-commerce, because they're all linked, that's why in my head I was thinking it is kind of the same. If you link them and that's your plan, it can be quite similar if that's your objective. But at the same time, as I say that, my aim as well for the next couple years is to build onto every single Amazon marketplace that they have. So right now I'm working on the USA, Australia, looking at Singapore, Canada. They've got really good markets. You know, there's not just.
What will you do there though? Will it be private label or will it be what arbitrage?
So I would start out with Australia. I'm looking at private label, USA arbitrage. Then if it's really good, I might set up an LLC there and do like wholesale, because you need that to build this supply. I think you would anyway, to build like some relationships with their wholesale suppliers and that. There's so much opportunities available. It's like endless. It's like you're picking in a farm, just picking fruit farm. You know, that's how it feels to me.
Yeah, there's an opportunity cost to everything. So if you do one thing, you can't do another thing. So it's picking the thing, innit, and not doing everything or trying to do everything. What we've ended up doing is a little bit more like I have a passive property interest.
Yeah,
it's not my active business, but it's passive. So do I run around doing houses up and buying houses and stuff? No, we just fund them. You know, we'll fund them. Speaking to a guy earlier, old student of mine actually, that is looking to purchase a plot of land and build a five bedroom house on it. He needs the cash. I've got the cash, so I'll fund it. And then I'm in the property game. I'm in the property building houses game to do it. And I think that's the opportunities that open up when you're in this game. You don't look at it. So some people go, oh, it's just flipping a few Barbies on Amazon. What's the big deal? Yeah, but like you just said, maybe you end up in Shopify or on eBay, or maybe you end up in a total different business, and it's all a springboard from the skill set and experience and capital you learned and earned from before. So that's cool. Right, before Karen asks you another question, I'm just going to go to the chat, so we're not ignoring you guys. Sean says, doing SFP, you're not having to pay a box for stock to it just jumped to FBA or FBA delivery charge. You can keep costs down now. Means more work, but with not having unlimited FBA storage, this may be the way forward. Great point. Vladislav says, I watched recently some of Matt's first YouTube videos and tried to not source products less than 50% ROI. Yeah, you well, that's it. If you cherry pick them, you've got the best chance when people start tanking them. Natalie says, it's a bit like stocks and shares. You win some, you lose some, as long as you're winning overall. Absolutely. Yeah. I've been dabbling these shares again recently as well, Natalie. Just very passive again. Done all right with one, like the Kia Group. I bought one called Kia Group, which is a big construction company, on its bottom, like not doing so well. And I'm currently up 48% or something, 6 months or something on that, which is cool. And they're now floating some extra shares. So I've been able to buy them at 86 pence a share because I bought those first shares, and they're trading at about 110. So it should be something in cash. So it's like, yes. But then on the flip side, I bought what's it called? CRISPR Therapeutics, I think it is. And I'm like 30% down on that. I bought Metro Bank. I'm about 28% down on that. You win some, you lose some. And I ain't going to sell. I'm just going to sit on them. And
that's it. That's the best way.
I bought a bunch of precious metal stocks and shares, like mining stocks. I won't go into all that stuff because it's boring, but they're starting to do that now. Precious metals are starting to go. And it's a bit of like you win some, you lose some. So absolutely, Natalie. John says your own website safeguards against Amazon shutting down an account. Yes, it does. Diversification and all that. You got another question for him, Karen?
I have. So what's the dream?
The dream. So my dream is to build up enough income that I can move abroad and just work in the sun. I'm someone who likes sunny weather. I don't like this British summer thing. I like the country. It's a great country, but I need hot. I want to, I'll come and visit.
Yeah.
I want to live somewhere that's nice and hot. I don't know where exactly yet, but when I have enough income, and most of the countries that I want to live in are dirt cheap anyway. So it's like, even if you was making like £2,000-3,000, like profit a month to live off comfortably, over here that might not be great. Yeah. Abroad, you could probably live like you're King. Very, very well off here. Yeah. And to me, that's a dream, because the standard of living, I think, is what Thomas has been doing. He's just living around. But for me, I've got a family, so when I go, I need to make sure it's a bit less nomad lifestyle. Yeah.
So what country have you got your eye on? Because I've been watching a few digital nomad on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen Digital Nomad. Is it Digital Nomad? I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Thomas Anderson or whatever his name is. But I've been watching a few videos of him lately and wondering and dreaming of where would I go, because the UK is increasingly diverging from the place that I grew up in, and I'm starting to wonder if there's somewhere that maybe I would prefer to live, to be honest.
Yeah, so I think from what I've been doing research, there's a lot of expats that, like, equally I've been talking to a lot of other expats from the UK and USA, and as well what you're saying, the nomad capitalists.
That's the one, nomad capitalists.
And they all seem to be pointing to Malaysia for purpose of the quality of life there, the standard of it, and also for tax, because they don't tax you on your income from abroad. So if I have UK businesses set up or international businesses, they won't want any of it. And that's amazing, because if so if you're just living there, you don't need to pay them any tax. You can just live there. And so that, to me, that's a big plus. But obviously I haven't been there. I'd have to go there and get a feel of it for myself. And like any country, like imagine, like I said, I live in London. If someone's never been to London before, to the UK, and I said, okay, come to like Peckham High Street, if anyone knows Peckham, or come to Harsden, I mean, these areas are improving now, but there's some not nice areas in the country, people might know, and if you just drop there, you'd be like, oh, this is horrible. That whole UK, disgusting. You have to go and you have to do research. You have to move around, see what different areas, and then get a good feel of it. But I think so. The countries I want to check out: Malaysia, Turkey, and maybe Morocco. And I think those are the three at the moment that I want to explore into what they'll be like, quality of living.
Well, I went for a month in Thailand last year, and it was amazing. So if Malaysia's anything like that, that's on my to-do list. If and when we can travel again, I'd like to try Malaysia for a good few weeks or months.
Malaysia, I think it's pretty much the same. I mean, they have like a border, don't they? Where you can just cross. So I think it's pretty much the same thing, just maybe little bit different food the further south or whatever north you go.
Yeah, I think Thailand, from what I've heard, and I might be wrong, I might get this wrong, but I think Thailand's a little bit more developed than Malaysia is. I think they say Malaysia is a little bit like going back in time, how Thailand was 10, 20 years ago or something like that, in a positive way. Yeah. They're saying in a positive way.
I'm not sure. I know like the capital, Malaysia, they're super advanced. Like they've got super fast internet. Trains, they said, are better than, I know I've seen they had some train crash the other day, but
I think I mean more from a probably tourism point of view, like tourists. Yeah, like if you go to I think it was Phuket, maybe it was Phuket. There's an area of Phuket in Thailand. It's rancid. It's disgusting. It's just overdeveloped, built for tourists. Loads of drunk foreigners, foreign to their country, like us Brits and stuff. Just them all over, being sick and fighting, and it's horrible. But then other areas is totally beautiful. But yeah, I don't know if it's Vietnam or Malaysia, but one of them is meant to be like going back in time. But but yeah, no, that sounds cool.
That's my dream. It's a simple dream for me. I'm not trying to get to the moon like Elon and Jeff. You know? I don't mind. I'm all right with Earth.
So obviously this we can't do this call all night, and it's already been long. We've already taken loads of time. So I've got one last question for you, Abu, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Biggest tip you would give to a new seller, and biggest tip you would give to a seller that's been doing it a while. So you've been in since 2018. You must have learned some stuff. So 2 tips. One for brand new sellers. What would you say to them thinking about getting into it? So somebody on the fence maybe. And then what would you say to somebody that has been in it for a while? What pearls of wisdom have you got?
So for the new sellers, I think the basic advice is, all depending on your circumstances, just keep reinvesting your money. Don't even think about taking any money out. Forget that money doesn't exist. The way I see it, and I explained it to my wife once when we were starting, because she saw we were working hard and doing things with the business, and she was like, "Why doesn't the business pay for that? The business lost all that money on that PPC. Why does the business pay for that?" And I explained it to her. I said, "The business is like, think of it like our son. Do you expect him to pay rent? Do you expect him to go and buy food? We don't. You know, he's a baby. When he's a man." When we've fed him, we've nurtured him, we've raised him, then he can look after us when we're old. It's just exactly the same for the business, and you should think in around the same sort of time frames, 10, 20 years. Think long term if you're really serious about it. And now our business has started to develop. You know, business can pay for this, business can pay for different things now, and it can start paying for other businesses like the Shopify venture. Business paying for that. You test it out, it might work out, might not, but it's not going to hurt things. And that's the kind of tip I can give for the new seller.
Awesome attitude. That's a great long-term outlook. You've got such a good attitude for this or any business. Like I know it's going to work for you long-term, because you're not one of these, it needs to work now in the next 3 weeks or I quit. Like you understand.
Yeah,
it's going to take some ups and downs. It's going to take some nurturing. So what about for sellers that have been in it for a while? What would you say to them? Biggest tip?
I mean, I think the sellers that have been in it for a while, they're sort of in the same boat as me, I guess. Yeah. So I would say to them is, you know, it's tough for all of us, but there's a lot of opportunities still in Amazon. It's probably one of the biggest opportunities in the game. I see a lot of people getting into like crypto investing or stocks and different things with money that they've made, that they made from Amazon. So again, if you can stick to it, if you've reinvested those into Amazon, it's probably, for me, I still think it's the best opportunity. So
well, if you'd have put the money in Amazon, you'd have more money, because as you sell through your stock, whether you sell it for a lot or you sell it for a bit, you're going to make money over time, aren't you? Whereas those people that would have bought crypto at $60,000 a coin and now it's at $30,000 a coin, it's like you've lost half your money. So I think it's going to keep going. I think crypto's on its way down, to be fair. Not forever, but I think it's on its way down.
And it's for the sellers that have been in it a while, it's about thinking about, how are we taking this for a business, because I've dabbled with the thought, and, after build up enough sales, do I want to start a wholesaler myself? Do you want to take it there? You've made enough revenue, you can get the deals. Do you want to build in it? Do you want to keep it? It's thinking long term, what's going to be sustainable, because Amazon might not be around. So how are you future proofing your business? That's something I would say.
There's not many people that think Amazon won't be around, but you never know.
Yeah, we don't know. It probably will always be around, and if it's not, someone will replace what they're doing. Definitely,
absolutely.
So
I'm surprised others aren't. I'm surprised Walmart or eBay aren't moving heavily into the exact same space. So having a Prime offering with an FBA style kind of operation for third-party sellers, it's right for somebody to move into it and take on Amazon. Who knows when or if it'll happen. Well, Abu, you've been an absolute superstar. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, guys. Nice having a chat.
Such a pleasure having you here. Really been lovely meeting you. Thank you so much for your time.
Great. Take care. Bye, guys.
Cheers, Abu. Thanks a lot.
Abu.
Bye. Right. thanks to Abu, superstar. Thanks for sharing some of your journey with us. It's always good to meet your sellers and hear what you guys are up to. Hopefully, it's been a nice change to have me and Karen on here. And hopefully, we didn't talk too much about Profit Protector Pro, but half of it wasn't us. It was Abu. Bless him. But no, it's cool because you can tell he's passionate about his business and passionate about what he's doing, and that's awesome. So before we do go, Karen, we should reiterate what we said earlier, because we actually did come out partially to say, look, there's a brand new app out for Profit Protector Pro. It's a mobile app, the world's first ever repricing app on your mobile phone. It's already available on Google Play Store. It will be available on Apple iPhone soon. It's in the queue, the review queue at Apple. So, and that's going to be 100% free for Profit Protector Pro current customers and new customers. So yeah, if you want to check out the world's first repricing app, go to Google Play Store, go to Apple iPhone, Android, App Store thing or whatever it's called tomorrow or tonight or whatever, and go check if it's there yet. But the Android one's there. Do you want to add anything, Karen, before we go?
No, I don't think so. I'm really excited about the app, and we've got some other great stuff coming to Profit Protector Pro in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned, because some stuff went to beta today, and we can't wait to share it all with you. And a training session hopefully next week as well. So,
yes, yeah, we're going to do a free training session for Profit Protector Pro crew, deep dive. You guys love the BuyBot Pro one, so we're going to do one for PPP. Right, so Hanson says, can't remember my password. Just reach out to support Hanson and they'll get you sorted. info@profitprotectorpro.com. They will get you sorted. Thanks, Luke. Sean's still waiting for the crash. Cheers, Vladislav. Natalie says, we'll check it out. Right, thanks ever so much. Natalie should be back with you guys next week. And yeah, we'll see you probably in the Secret Wealth Project or in Profit Protector Pro Group or BuyBot Pro Group or wherever. So thanks for joining us for Nevermind the Buy Box, another Nevermind the Buy Box. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see you another time, next time maybe.
good night, everybody.
Cheers all. Bye.